I want to go now, though, to Andrew Yang, former Democratic presidential candidate, political analyst now for us. And Andrew, I'm glad to talk to you, unfortunately, under these circumstances. And I know you did just speak to Jacob Blake's father. What led to that conversation, Andrew?
Someone reached out to me and said that their family would like to hear from me. And of course, I said, of course, I'd be thrilled to lend whatever support I could. And it was heartbreaking, Aaron, where Jacob Blake's father said that he was glad to see his son awake, but that his son's first question or first words to him were, "Daddy, why did they shoot me so many times?" And he described that he remembered being shot 5 times, and he didn't remember the 6th and 7th because he must have gone into shock or lost consciousness. And he also described how his son is handcuffed to the bed and was very angry at that. His message to us was to say, my son is a human being. And it made me very heartbroken because how is it that we're having this conversation that his son's humanity is in question because he was treated so brutally by the officer in the situation? So as a parent, I mean, I shared what I could in terms of the grief, but it's unthinkable what his entire family is experiencing right now.
It is. Can I just ask you, Andrew, about this? Because it's disturbing and it makes no sense. And when you talk about humanity, I know we had heard from his uncle that he was handcuffed, and now Jacob Blake's father is telling you that his son is restrained. But obviously, we know at this point that he is paralyzed. So I don't understand. Was he able to tell you anything about that?
His father actually used the word chains, Aaron. He said, "Why is my son chained up?" And there's obviously no reasonable explanation for why someone who is paralyzed from the waist down would have handcuffs on. But his father actually used the word chains.
So you also asked Jacob Blake's father, Jacob Blake Sr., if there was a message that you could share on behalf of the family. And I know he was, wanted you to share everything you've shared with us, but there was also something else I know that he told you. What was it?
He said that he wants to see that there is one system of justice in the United States of America and not the two that he's seeing right now. One system has his son being shot in the back 7 times, and the other has an active shooter with the weapon out just walking right by police immediately after killing 2 people. And so you could sense the frustration and anger in his voice when he talked about how his son was treated relative to how this young shooter from Illinois was treated.
And, just to that point, right? President Trump has talked about the violence and he's going to put out the flames, right? He has not, though, said anything about Jacob Blake and what happened to him being shot 7 times in the back. Did Blake's father talk at all about that? And I know there have been those that said trying to have President Trump reach out to the family. Were you able to get any information about that?
His father did not mention the president's name to me, and certainly I did not get the sense that they were awaiting some kind of outreach on Trump's behalf. I mean, his message was really about his son's humanity and how it seems to have been called into question by this brutal shooting that we all saw in front of us. And that was the main message, just my son is a human being. It was very, very heartbreaking and devastating.
I can only imagine. Incredibly devastating. And this thing about being restrained and chained is extremely disturbing, bizarre, and incomprehensible, really. We need to get more information on that. Andrew, I appreciate you coming on and sharing that conversation with all of us. Thank you.
Thanks, Aaron.
Put the money in our hands. 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 Can we afford it? Yes. Will it cause inflation? No. Is it awesome? Yes. Is anyone trying to make it happen? Yeah, that guy.